Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I figured I'd go more into depth the new techno rides that I've decided to switch over for 2025 and beyond for my racing program. It was a tough decision to make, but I just felt with the lack of support in the region and pretty much no one to root for on the pro side, it was a no-brainer. And even when I was asking questions about the techno vehicles before making the decision, there was a huge ton of support. And even nowadays, when I had some silly, stupid questions, it's not a bash fest on some forums. So, not to say anything negative towards CLR. They had some great vehicles. I don't agree with the direction that they went in. I'm not the only one, but looking forward to the new techno vehicles, seeing what they can do. So we're gonna deep dive into it. Pretty much what my setup is on the NB48 2.2 and the NT48 2.2. So let's go. So here's the NB48 2.2. Right now I have the practice bodies on, waiting for my J Concept bodies to come back from Smiley. Should be about another week or so. Powered by trusty old OS AD2. This thing is a beast, still going strong. I think I'm on gallon number 4 now, and still great compression. No issues. Running a 2100 pipe. I like the 2100 over the 2090. But I'm thinking about putting Ultimate 2142 on there to kind of see what that does. I might do that on a test day. I'll let you guys know. So, as you can see, it's pretty much stock. The one thing that I wanted when I switched to a new brand was, and again, this is not a knock towards anybody, I didn't want to drop $800 for a kit and then another $200 to $300 in quote unquote option parts that make the car handle even better. There was no denying the parts worked on the previous brand. I wasn't looking to that. I wanted to see what a box stock kit car can do, and I have very minimal changes on these cars from box stock. So I can tell you right now, everything's stock with the exception of the diffs. So the diffs, I am gonna try out the 3-gear compliment to Jared Tebow. Really like how it sounded. I'm gonna try that, and then I'm gonna do a back-to-back and do the 4 and see what I like better. But from the videos that Tebow put up, it sounds like the 3-gear is a lot better. So hopefully that'll be the case. If not, we'll go back to the 4. And then the only other changes that I have are obviously the J Concepts Razor Wing. Hopefully this one keeps its shape more than the other ones that I've tried. Yes, I know, don't crash, duh, but not always that easy. So the only other modifications that I have to this vehicle are inside the shocks. I have a different shock package. I am running the JTP VRP 20-hole customs that are available from jtprc.com. Those are loaded up in both buggy and truggy. Up front, yes, I do have the wrong springs on there. I do have the correct yellow 78mm rear springs coming for the front. These are 78 low frequency. These seem to be a little bit stiffer, so I might try them on a track like LCRC for the mains when the grip is up, and see how that goes. And then I have the 73mm yellow Outback. So that's pretty much all I have as far as modification wise. And then I have my trusty J&T 600.08 steering servo, which I've had for a while. And I also have a JTP Nitro Pro CT2 servo, which I've also had for a while. Great, reliable, steady servos. This one I actually got at Thornhill at the Lone Star Challenge in 2023 when I had issues with my servo. So, and then in here, which you don't see, is a ProTech 2600 pack, I believe, or 2300, one of those brick packs. So that's pretty much it here. It's also powered, receiving signal from a FlySky Noble NB4, just the original. I might upgrade to the Pro one day. And then we do have a Adam Drake fuel tank strap. I will be switching over to JT bearing kit probably after a few races. Like I said, I didn't want to get too much going into it, but I do want to make sure I do have the J&T stuff. I do have the carburetor seal on there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's pretty pimp. Since the Ultimate has its own separate one, they don't want this one to feel left out. So looking forward to this. Definitely want to improve my Nitro Buggy driving, because even the TLR, when she was on, but when she was off, good lord, I wanted to throw it into a lake. So I'm hoping something that's a lot more comfortable and stable, which after speaking to a ton of people and watching a lot of videos, that seems to be the case with the Technos. So that's what I need. I need stable and comfortable, and that's when I can drive my fastest. Let's go on to my favorite class in the whole entire world, Nitro Truggy, greater than everything. Anything, seriously. So here she is, the NT48 2.2, powered by the Ultimate MXR motor and a 2141 pipe. I do use the 2141 at my local track, trains and lanes, because they do have a lot of tight corners, hairpins, jumps after a hairpin. So you need that little bit of low end grunt to get her going. I do have another 2142 that I can use for tracks like LCRC. So I do have that option. And this one again, this one is pretty much not much going on as far as aftermarket. This one, like I mentioned, does have the JTPRC 20 hole pistons in them. Right now I am running the stock pink springs front and rear just to break it in, and then I'll be going to a little bit stiffer springs on there. I want to see how she handles, just like it is, just like that. I am running a Ultimate Air Max filter, so definitely looking. This engine's a beast, and it's got great mileage. I think I was flirting with 10 minutes, 10 and a half on the TLR truck, on a good tune, on a good day. And as far as servos, my trusty MKS 550, this thing is like 3 years old. It is taking a beating. It is a little noisy, but that's their nature. But she's solid. They have not failed me, and I continue to use them as long as they're working. I do have a J&T bearing, 2617. This is one of their older ones, for throttle and brake duties. It's great, no issues. Silent as well. And other than that, that's it. So let's look at the Techno rides for 2025 and beyond. Looking forward to the cars, breaking them in, seeing what they could really do once they're broken in, and you know, just terrorizing the local B-main at your local track in the Northeast here. So if you see me, you recognize those colors, the orange, white, and green, come say hi. I'm not shy. Don't mind helping people out. So, you know, I might not know much about the technos right now, but it's, you know, tuning knowledge is still applies to everything. So, if you have any questions, comment down below. Any concerns, let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Looking to bring more content to you guys shortly. Have a great one.